Okay, good evening everyone. Ray the Dashing Womble here. Hope you've all had a great evening. Hope you've all had a great day. Hope all the drivers have had a stress-free day and made some money. And hopefully the customers, if any customers are watching, you got your food delivered as you wanted it, and you had good service. All right, well, today, a bit of a dreary day out today, wasn't it? It was a bit of a dreary day. I had to go out in long trousers again, so I couldn't, but it was a bit chilly. Not as chilly as I got last night, but it was going to be coming down a tad tonight. I think we're going into the 50s or something tonight. Oh, jeez. So I had to put on long trousers. And then I had to come home once because I'd dropped something on the other jeans, so I had to come home and get changed. Right, let's turn this bloody thing off because you know it's going to drive me crackers. So, yeah, didn't do a whole lot today. I did get started a bit earlier. Took the wife to the doctor this morning. She went in and saw the kidney doctor, and then waited for her on that, and then we decided to call up one of the favourite places to go to, which is the Greenwood Country Tearoom, which is out in Greenwood, oddly enough. Anyway, yeah, went there. Well, I didn't take any pictures of the food today because, well, I was hungry by then. Anyway, but I did get some. They've got their new fall decorations or whatever. So I took some pictures of that. But they were pretty busy too. When we got there, oh jeez, it was like a bloody great coach party was coming out of there. I mean, it ain't exactly the biggest place in the world, and they keep expanding it, or they have expanded it, but I think she said that they had 27 women came out for one party. Holy crap. It seemed like we waited for them all to come out. Wish they would put some seating by the entrance to the place, like entrance to the tea room, because having all that crap there to look at don't really just gets in the way. I mean, I know they want people to buy stuff, but you also, if you got people waiting to get in there, I wish they'd just put some seating in there. But anyway, it's an alright place. We've actually been going here for, we're on the second owner now, but and we did like the first owner too, Sherry. But yeah, it's been this all the time I've been here, actually, which is coming up to 23 years. 23 years this in October. I keep thinking it's October now because there's people got bloody Halloween stuff all over the place. Anyway, a little tad early on that, I'm thinking. Anyway, yeah, 23 years going there. So it's an alright place, and we do like the people there. Especially like seeing Judith, who's been there for years, and yeah, we like seeing her. She's fun. It's very fun to be around. And she actually took time out to go see my wife when she was in hospital the second time round, which was really nice. It was really nice of her. Anyway, work, DoorDash. Oh, good God. So anyway, had to wait a few hours before we could get into Greenwood today. So between there and finishing up the docks, I thought, okay, we'll just do some dashing or whatever. Holy crap. What the heck? I thought we'd been there as clowns at dinner time. I mean, there was people putting in we were getting offers come through that were absolute bloody crazy. I had one come in from Grubhub. I think that was... I'm really trying not to take pictures of the ridiculous orders, or offers rather. But I'm making it bloody hard. Anyhow, I had one coming. We were sat at Lee's Summit over by usual spot, Mint, I think, or a Quick Trip nearby. Anyway, somewhere we was at, and an order came in for $11.50. I did get a picture of it. I think it's $11.50, and it was on Grubhub. Did I say that? Anyway, if I didn't, I just did. And it was nuts. It's absolutely nuts. I forgot I must take the phone in. The spare phone. Absolutely craziness. I mean, we were maybe 8-9 miles away from the restaurant. 10 miles. About 8 or 9 miles. They wanted us to deliver, pick up from Casey's and deliver in Pleasant Hill. But they wanted us to pick up from Casey's in Pleasant Hill to deliver in Pleasant Hill. Maybe about a mile or so away from Casey's in Pleasant Hill. And you'll see on the map, we was maybe 9 or 10 miles away from the Casey's in Pleasant Hill. We surely cannot be the nearest driver to there. This is what I say about Grubhub. Grubhub, I've got it on for having us on location and that, tracking our location. Why the hell does the Grubhub map pull up someone who's 10 miles or so away, thereabouts, to go deliver to a place nearby? Now, if we were nearby, it might well have been more than that. I don't know. When I pull the picture up later, we'll see, won't we? Anyway, but if we were nearby, then the $11.50 would have been great. But we weren't. So I wasn't going to go all the way out there, deliver out that way, to basically know that there was going to be sod all any other work from that area, because there never is. I mean, we go down there, granted, and normally go down there at evening time, late afternoon, evening time, whenever we've done them. But I don't know what's in Pleasant Hill. I don't know the area that well. Oh, we've been out there a lot, but I don't know it road for road and that. But it's that was just nuts. I mean, I just don't understand with Grubhub what their algorithms or whatever it is on their blasted system. Just bloody crazy. Anyway, so obviously I didn't take that one. I took, I think, maybe one order, and I said I had done. Actually, that one went, no, that was actually a pretty good one, and that actually went down to Greenwood, so dropped it down in Greenwood and just watched the stupid orders come in, the ridiculous offers come in, and didn't do anything. Just drove around down there, looked at the new housing estates that are out down that way to try and familiarise ourselves, or myself, with what houses are being built. There's some new ones. Actually, they've built up quite a bit, actually, up there off of 150. But yeah, I mean, so we've got to know the road names and it. Obviously, they're not on the Garmin yet, so hopefully they're going to spring up on, show up on this thing, on any of the maps on the apps. Anyhow, so went and looked at those. There's some quite nice houses that they're putting up. Wish they put more houses up with bricks though, rather than flipping matchsticks. And then went and drove around and saw the animals and that around the area. In the end, made our way over to get some lunch and had that for a little while and came out of there. And I was pretty tired. I didn't really sleep a lot last night, and I didn't really have a lot for lunch either, but I just said to my wife, I'm going home. Let's just go. This flipping working during the day flipping stuff is just I can't do it. There's just too many ridiculous flipping offers coming through. I can't justify being out. So then I came back home, took a few hours nap, felt a heck of a lot better when I awoke, jumped in the van and went back out, and didn't do too bad. I mean, yeah, there were some stupid offers coming through as usual, but yeah, I think the first one went out to, I took it out, it was an Uber one, I think, and that went to Blue Springs. Oh, alright, I'll do that. Took that, come out the car wash, went, oh actually I was still in the car wash, I went, oh, do that, coming from the Mint. Car wash is right down the road from the Mint, maybe about half a mile if that. And went down there, picked that up, went over to Blue Springs. Was questioning myself of which way I should have gone. It was getting to that time of day on a Friday afternoon. I didn't really want to hit the motorways, but anyway I did, and it turned out alright. Well, what else did it? And actually the lady that we delivered to, I wasn't too familiar where it went, but I could see where it was going on the map by then, and it was it worked out okay. But I got down there and there's back road off the outer road, which was the outer road to I-70 on the north side. Anyhow, I weren't familiar with that area, hadn't even been down there, don't remember it. And got down this side road, and there was a couple of geezers stood at the corner in the road chatting. I thought, well, maybe it's for them, but it was going to a woman, so it can't be one of them, unless she sent her husband up or boyfriend or whatever. Nope. And I looks back, well, we're supposed to be around here because the bloody Uber map ain't all that brilliant. Anyway, I looked towards the back, and then I saw the woman stood outside, so I backed up, went and saw her and got out and gave her the food and that. She gave me another tip, paper tip, which was very nice of her, because she'd actually put some in the app and then put some more in the app. Well, I don't know if she put more in the app later, but there was extra in the app. I never know if people really do add extra in it, or that extra was already in there. But anyway, very nice of her. She said it was the first time that she'd actually used the app. I didn't think to ask her at the time, was that the worst delivery app that she'd used, but she seemed to be pretty happy with it. So hopefully her food was all okay. We had it in the hot bag going up there, of course, we always do. And yeah, she's a nice lady actually. Very nice for her to give an extra tip as well, paper tip as well. So then couple of offers came in from that area too, and I didn't take any of them for obvious reasons, usual reasons. Anyway, get back, and then another order came in, and that was we'd done one in between, and then an order came in from Jason's Deli, and that was paying pretty well, and that was going back to bloody Blue Springs. Oh crap, I'm back over there again. So yeah, did a few miles today, but it was alright. I mean, aside from all the ridiculous offers that were coming through, I do get tired of that. I mean, I don't know what people think when they're putting in, like, when they take away that they're not going to pay a tip on the app, and it comes up and it shows that it's $2.50. To any customers watching this, you know, for the most part on all these apps, the base pay for us in many areas is $2.50. In our area, I think is $2.50. And I do DoorDash, Grubhub, and Uber Eats, and so we rely on the tip. Personally, I don't think we should do. Personally, I think that because there's no real set delivery amount. For me, I think we should, like, when I used to do cab driving back home, yeah, okay, it's different, it's shipping and done for country and it, but, and I've seen it here, can't remember, I've seen it on cabs here, I used to see it at least, I haven't seen it on many of the cabs anymore, but they would have a sticker on the side of the car, I think it was in yellow cabs or something, and it would have a sticker on the side of the car, and it'd tell you how much per mile and what their base one is. And I think that's what they should do here for the food. I mean, there's some differences in cab driving to food delivery, but I used to do food delivery when I was doing the cabs back home, and I'd done cab driving for many years. And you would, I'd do food. Do food deliveries. I'd go pick up at a local Indian restaurant. I hated doing that because it always smells so good. Made me hungry. But that was okay. You got to know the Indian restaurants, and there was many of them that I went into on my times off anyway. But yeah, I mean, you would do food delivery and that, and it would be paying by the mile. And everybody knew what it was going to be. I mean, at that time, yeah, when I was doing it, it was way back before we had all these fancy internet on the phone and all that lot. We never had all the apps and stuff. I mean, we relied on some bloke on the end of a phone telling us which way to go. And if he was lucky, we weren't telling him which way to go, another way to go. But now he was known as the controller, or the dispatcher, mostly known as the controller there, and they would just be on the radio, tell you where you are, and they would know where all the drivers were throughout London, wherever we were, London, South, wherever we were. I mean, I got dispatched up to very far away. I would go to Birmingham, Scotland. Yeah, that was a long one. Scotland, where else went to? Norfolk one time. Down to the south coast at Brighton and Bognor and such, all around there. Arundel, Portsmouth. Done a couple to Kent, I know that, but no, I mean, it'd get dispatched all over the bloody place, but most of it was in our area, which was all around Heathrow and between Heathrow and Gatwick. I was in a place called Surbiton, which isn't far from Kingston, but it's right outside of, right, not too far out London. It was all easy to get to. But anyway, but that's how I think we should do it. I think and the thing was that when I did that, so we had a radio at the time, because like I said, we didn't have phones that were enabled for internet. Yeah, we had phones, but they weren't. We didn't have the internet or anything. We certainly didn't have the apps or anything. So, like I said, we relied on the controller. So the controller would either call us on the radio, and if we were out of range, he'd give us a call or whatever. And so anyway, you would know per mile what you were getting. And if we picked up a customer and we hadn't given them a figure or whatever, we would have a sheet, tell them where we're going. This is how many miles it's going to be. Oh, you will work with that? Yeah. Or they've already been told on the blower anyway, on the phone. And, but yeah, so you would take the people there and you mount up your monies and all that during the night and during the week and that. And then at the end of the week, on a Monday morning most like, you would pay for your radio, going back into work, pay for the radio. Don't need to do that because you've got the bloody app, right? But you pay for the radio, which is, I don't know, if you've been about 20 quid a week or something. And then if you'd rented a car off of them, I didn't, you'd pay that as well. Or you'd be paying it to the rental company. And then you'd pay your fee to the company, which was around about, depending on which one you worked for, but it was anything from 15 to 20%. Which sounds a lot, but it was when you got, if you hadn't had a good week, it was, and if you wasn't too good to the controller, it would certainly affect you. But you should, I think that's what we should do. I don't think 20% is fair, but I think maybe that the drivers should pay. We're paying for our own equipment. We've got the phones and such to keep up with, but we don't need a controller. We've got a bloody app to do that. And we can, it sends us to the office. If we don't want to do it because it ain't paying enough, we won't do it. But I think that we should adopt the system of the taxis. Taxis what I used to do. Taxis what I have seen over here. Do it per mile. And do a base rate too. Not $2.50. It should never be $2.50. It should never be less than a gallon of fuel. And then do that as a minimum. This way people know exactly what's happening. At the moment, like for the drivers, yeah, we know it's like going to be, in some areas it's actually less than that. $2.25. Someone's even, I think Pedro was saying something about that. It could go down to $1. Stuff that. I mean, it ain't going to happen. It don't happen at $2.50. You don't think it's going to happen at it being $1, do you? For someone to get a delivery, that don't make any sense. Because we're not paid by the company. If there's customers here, we're not paid by that company. We're paid by what you bring, what you send in to us. If you go in and say that you're not going to give a tip, we're most likely going to get offered $2.50, whatever the bloody base pay is in the area. I think it's $2.50 in our area. Oh, I'm sorry. Nothing goes from my vehicle at $2.50. There ain't no way I'm getting it. I had one that was going a mile and a half down the road. No, it was less than that, and they wanted to give $4.50 tonight. The hell, I'm not doing it. You know why I'm not doing that? Because I'm going to get stuck at the bloody restaurant. I know darn well that restaurant's going to be busy. I don't want to be waiting now. and then knowing that at the other end there's going to be a pain in the rear end. We've got a festival down here down in Lee's Summit at the moment, the Oktoberfest for this weekend. I'm avoiding downtown like the plague. There's no way, and I'm not going there. Not a chance in hell am I ever touching downtown Lee's Summit. There's a fall festival somewhere over by Lake Jacomo this weekend, I think it is. I saw the signs on the way there and then on the way back, but I was going too fast and didn't know what the date was on that, so I'll have to look that up later. I don't know if it's this weekend or one coming up. And they were small signs too. Jeez, I'll bloody see that. So yeah, so that's my view on it. We should go to that. I think on the mileage thing, I think if we pay a percentage, whatever it is, to DoorDash or Uber Eats or what's the one, Grubhub, and then they take a percentage off of whatever we get offered. They can then rip in, ask a little. I think that they ask way too much from the vendors too, from the restaurants, way too much. I think they're bloody greedy actually in that way. Vendors shouldn't have to put up vipping prices of food just because they're being charged so much by the likes of Grubhub and DoorDash, etc. It shouldn't happen. Yes, they should get a charge because they're actually on the app's platform, and people are going through their app and ordering. I mean, there's some businesses that don't even have don't have a website or a website that enables ordering properly through the website. It's not bloody hard to do, to be fair, to make websites like that. I know, because I make them. So it's and they could eliminate a heck of a lot. But yeah, it's that's how I reckon it should be done. Because this way everybody knows. Everybody knows what to expect. And it's not all reliant on the customer. Well, I mean, the customer's going to pay, but it's not up to them to try and make up for what we're not. I mean, if you want us to, let's say the minimum's $5. Should be about $5, $6 minimum. And that's not being greedy. Remember, the reason you're not going out to the restaurant in the first place is either because it's pissing hard down with rain, it's cold, or you know damn well that if in that restaurant is going to be busy, and you don't want to be sitting in line for it. So I would have thought that you would have figured out that we should be paid for our time. We don't get paid by the apps. We're contractors. So basically, if we're sitting on our asses in the car running to get heat or get cool, whichever, it's our petrol that we're paying for to do that. So when we see an order come through for $2.50, there ain't many drivers going to take that. Any sensible driver isn't going to take that. Newbies that don't know might take that, but they'll soon figure out that they ain't making no money, and they'll either leave vipping doing DoorDash or whoever it is that they're working for, or they'll meet up with another driver that will put them straight, or they'll just say, stuff it, I don't want to do it, this is ridiculous. So and what do you think that happens to all of that food that gets made? I mean, you may be thinking that you're paying a lot, and yeah, you are. I mean, you are. I mean, I've done it. I've been on there, and it mounts up. but you're paying for a convenience. You can't get out for whatever reason. You can't get out for medical reasons. You can't get out because you got to look after the kids or a spouse that's ill or whatever, or like you said, you've got a medical thing, or you've got a car that's broke down or whatever, and you can't afford to get that done, but you can't get out, or basically you just feel like a lazy day, a lazy evening, whichever. However, whatever the bloody excuse is, you have to be paying for someone else's time. So anyway, that's that. What else we got? Really nothing happened tonight. Like I said, just had a few orders, but did the quota, that was fine. Did a bit of driving. Got to do some laundry tonight because I spilled some stuff on my other jeans and I had to come home. And to drivers, if you're doing the late night, or even if you're not, what's that up there then? If you're not doing the late night stuff, make sure that you got a light on, etc. at your house. If no one's home, put a light on, outside light. If you've got another car in the driveway, move it over so it looks like you're at home. If you got an Alexa or whatever and it's tuned into the lights at home, make sure that the light comes on when it gets dark or just before. And I say that because there's some dodgy shite in this world that supposedly called people, but they're just shite. I had a neighbour that yesterday, he's got cameras outside, luckily, and some bloke was hanging around outside his house for a while, apparently. I don't actually know this neighbour. It's one of our other neighbours that have told us, and luckily that we all look out for one another, but I still don't know this one from across the street. Not that idiot from across the street, but another one over that way. But they had someone just try to get in the front door of their house. So, I'm not really sure if he was there or not, but they got a flipping nice clear picture of him. And that's another thing, if you're away from home, make sure that you can get cheap cameras. Go on Amazon. Actually, there's a couple that I'm looking at getting. I'll put them on there. Put links on there if I remember. You know what my memory's like if you've seen my videos before. But they've got some really good ones that I've read reviews on, seen videos and such on, YouTube videos, that are really not that expensive. And they're on Wi-Fi. Just plug it, you just screw the bloody thing into your light bulb holder. And it got night vision and all that, and they got like 360 degrees on the darn things as well. And they look good. Although there's someone on bloody on our local thing doing them a bit cheaper, but I'll go to Amazon because at least if they don't work for whatever reason, if it's broke, whatever it comes as, sometimes they do, you can send it back. But anyway, but yeah, so think about investing in one of those, because you're away from the house an awful lot. If you're anything like me, you're away from the house an awful lot. But luckily we've got neighbours that are that watch out, and we watch out for them. Just got to keep your eyes open for everywhere now. Definitely got to keep your eyes open. And the same when you go to businesses. There's businesses that you deal with all day long, all week, whatever. Small businesses, especially if you're dealing with small businesses all the time, like we deal with the Mint and a lot. And what, take the oranges in there? No, she did not. And the Mint is a smaller business, and there's a few smaller businesses down there. I mean, you're going to get, if there's not many drivers on at night, you know there ain't going to be many on late at night. So just hang out at those for a little while, especially when you know that they're getting ready to close, etc. Just hang out there. One, you might pick up a job from there, late job. But also, it doesn't hurt to have extra eyes on places where you deal with all the time. Or even if you don't deal with all the time. But anyway, it's always good to have extra eyes. Because there's some absolute bloody nutcases in this world. And if you can try and prevent something that's gonna go on, and do so. If you got away, if you're there ready to call the police, or if you're ready there to run some bastard over that's going to try and rob a place where you deal with all the time. Fair dues, I would. Fuck it. If they're willing to hurt someone else, if you've been bothered to me, I'll run over you. But we've all got to look out for one another, is what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. You definitely got to look out, because there's certainly getting some desperate people in this world, and some just absolute pig ignorant lazy shite that just feels that the rest of the world owes them a living, so they feel that it's okay to go rob someone who's been working hard all day. Anyway, so yeah, that's my thoughts on that. Already a bit ticked off about that. We're getting some a few shite things happening in this area as of late, and it's all stems down to a flipping piece of crap that flipping lives across the road now. But hopefully he falls off his motorbike sometime. Maybe I'll take it out in the winter and we'll be done with him. But anyway, yeah, so nothing else happened tonight. Like I said, I never even heard one dog tonight, so didn't get me arse cheeks bit or threatened. Had a couple of people that were just waiting for their food when we got there. A lady in Blue Springs, funny enough, first one that never dealt with Uber Eats before, first time, and she seemed to be pretty happy with it, even as I went straight past her house. It was okay when I saw her outside and just backed up. But I just backed up and went over her side of the road, got out and gave her her food, and yeah, she seemed pretty nice. Hopefully she got all of what she wanted. But if it came from Mint Sushi, there's no way they would have done everything. In a family business, they got a reputation to look after, and they're real nice people anyway. They wouldn't know and do anything. I mean, if it was coming from 54th Street or Poxy Whataburger or something, then she'd have to be taking her own chances on that. But yeah, it's there was some football games at some, I suppose that's what it was, at some high schools tonight. Saw that. Lots of traffic about, getting lots of kids coming out and playing with their stupid flipping Honda Civics and Mustangs. I don't know why they've insist on tuning these bloody cars, and they sound like they're flipping taking a shit driving them down the road. They just don't sound well. Don't sound well at all. And they sound well out of tune, that's for sure. I don't know, I've had many cars over the years. So many cars over the years. And the only time a car flipping sounded that flipping loud is when the exhaust was getting ready to fall off. Never really wanted to flipping hear the car. Want to hear the radio. Got stopped by the police one time when I was in a place called Streatham South London, when I was much younger and stupid, and now just stupid. But anyway, older and stupid. But some days. But yeah, this copy of it. It was a nice summer's day. I was in my I was in my Mark III Cortina, wasn't it? And yeah, cop comes up. I was with a mate of mine. Cops come zooming up because I've got all the windows open, the radio's flipping going out, blasting out, and cop comes up, pulls me over. Oh. Yes, what did I do? And the cop says, "Can you hear that radio?" I went, "Yes." "Can you not? Would you like me to turn it up for you?" Oh, bloody hell. "No, I would like you to turn it down." Why? It's decent music. At least I don't have to hear that flipping boombastic crap. Don't you like Meatloaf, Ossifer? Anyhow, I seem to be a cheeky person to the police back home. It was a little bit different. Not many of them had guns. Flying squad had guns. The cops at the airport had guns. But that was only in later years. We didn't really have them for the most part. The only people who had guns back home were the bank robbers and flying squad, which were the elite cops. But anyway, now many of them got it. I believe. I don't know if we have too many beat cops that just walk around without them anymore. I'm sure we do. Because it was never really a thing. I mean, cops would just walk around. Cops just walk around the streets every day. It was totally different. We'd have a cop go past our house once or twice a day. Not because he was watching what I was up to. But, which was normally under the bonnet of a vipping car or underneath it, vipping, pulling the gearbox out, putting a new clutch in, etc. Or putting a new set of brakes on something. And actually, I had a couple of vipping cops that I'd vipping actually do some work for. Because they'd see me out there working on mine and everybody else's, so they'd bring theirs around for me to work on. Anyway, alright, well, I'll put the usual up here if I haven't already done it. Declines, or, well, there shouldn't be too many declines. Shouldn't be too many declines at all, because I try to not do those anymore. Hopefully this video will go up a lot quicker than the one that I had problems with last night. Actually, I think it ended up going up today. I can't remember now. It was an absolute bloody nightmare, that one. I don't know what was it. It wasn't even an hour long. Well, this one's getting close to it, I see. Anyway, alright, well, enough from me. I'll be back probably tomorrow, or whenever tomorrow is, after I've posted this, which will probably be tomorrow. And, yeah, you know, if you've got any questions about the job, if you're a new dasher or a driver of some sort, I ain't going to profess to tell you that I know every bloody thing, but if I don't know the answer to your question, then we'll find someone that does. If you, I try to do reviews. I've got a review on this wireless thingy over here. That works well for an iPhone, but don't use it in the daytime when it's blazing hot in there, because it gets hot on the back plate on that. You don't notice it so much to the touch, but it can get hot. So you can switch it on and off anyway. What else have I done? My trusty torch as well. which is around the back here today. And I still need to do one on the bags, I know. But if there's anything else that you want me to do a review on that I haven't done yet, just let me know. There's things that I do in the job, that I use in the job, that I bought in to do the job, and it just becomes the norm, and just forget that you use it, right? I mean, yeah. But for the most part, I mean, just have fun with the job. I mean, yeah, you're out here to earn some money for sure. We all are. That's what we're out here for. But you can have some fun. Only set a minimum for yourself. Like mine's like $7.50, depending on what the price of the petrol is. And how much fuel do you get to the gallon, etc. on your vehicle. But also, you know, in that minimum that you're setting, then you know, make sure that you're including the maintenance and everything for your vehicle, etc. Because you're going to pay a lot more for maintenance. I mean you're going to be doing it more often. And such, paying for your time too. I mean, you've got to be paid for your time to be out here. Accepting $2.50 orders, it's not going to do you any favours for sure. You're just going to be running yourself ragged. You're going to run your car to the ground, and you're not going to be have any money flipping behind you to pay for the bloody repairs that you're going to have to do. Some people rent cars actually to do door dashing, etc., or gig work. I just saw that again today, and I thought about doing that before, but I'll look into that when I get a chance. Yeah, but like I said, just set your minimums. If you can sit back and just let those crazy ones go by, know how far you want to go, your limit on where you want to go. Know that if you get a order that says, I'll need to do a review on this one. Yesterday I had one, and I was just going to do a questionnaire on it. And actually, yeah, somewhat, let's do that. So the one I got yesterday, I think it was yesterday, and it was going to a place called Peculiar. It's where the odds are with you. That's what it says on the town sign. This order was going 24 miles thereabout out of our area, or away from the restaurant, sorry, but it is a ways out. And the restaurant in question, I think, was from the Mai Tai, whatever it is. Anyway, which is at the edge of town, edge of Lee Summit. And I think that's where it's going from. And but it said it was going to be just under $20 to do the delivery. So it was under the mileage anyway. But it was, but the trouble was, it was an Uber one. And with Uber Eats ones, they can go up. They can go up quite a bit, depending on the customer at the other end. On the customer, whether they increase it or whether they decrease it. Because it could tell you it's $20. They could tell you it's $20. But if you didn't get it there in time, or if you were late for whatever reason, or even if you did everything right, some people will take away that tip. So now you're going to get the base pay, which I'm not sure what would be on that one at the minute. I'd have to look on there. But so you got to be careful on those Uber Eats ones, because especially if you're going that far. Plus, I mean, let's say it was a DoorDash and you were guaranteed that money, or Uber, Grubhub, for example, same money. You're going to do 24 mile. Let's say it paying you the full mileage. It's $24. Well, what you got to remember is you've got to come back, and you're coming back empty. For the most part, Peculiar is, I think, a smaller town. It may have been growing now, I don't know, but either way, it's a smaller town. It's not Lee Summit, and there's not going to be a whole lot out there. Any of these smaller towns, there's not going to be a whole lot out there. That's why they've called you from so far, because there's nothing out there to accommodate him. So if you're not able to work that area, then you're going to come back empty. Whether it's 20 miles or 24 miles. So now you're knocking your rate down. So you were going out there on $1 a mile, say, but now you're coming back empty. So you've only done 50 cents a mile. And that ain't worth it. So, because it sounds good on the money wise, look at the mileage, because that's where it's going to get you. And money sounds good, $20, whatever it is, and the customer might even pay you extra on that if it's DoorDash or Uber Eats or whatever. They may even pay you an extra $5 or $10, which is very nice of them. Don't forget, they're paying a lot of money for it to go out there. Never forget that the customer's paying their hard-earned cash to flipping pay you. But don't be obliged to take it. If it's that far out, unless you're going home that way. If there's a reason for you to be going out that way, then take it. If you think you're going over there to see a mate of yours or something, you can drop in and see someone, say hello or whatever. If you think that if you know that area roughly, and you know that there's some work going on out there, then take it. But don't go out there if you don't know it, and it's a smaller town. Chances are you're not going to be bringing anything back. You're coming back empty, and chances are it's not going to be worth your while at the end of it. $20, $25 may sound brilliant on the money side. Yes, it is. It does sound good. But when you look at the mileage, it ain't worth it. Ain't worth your time. Just think you can be sat outside anywhere in your own delivery zone where you're more comfortable to be at, where you know, or hopefully you'll know, and you could do that around town on a few jobs. On the smaller jobs even. Anyway. Alright, anyway, just think about it, that's all. Just think more into it. Alright, well, thanks for watching. Don't forget, like and subscribe. Where is it? There it is, like and subscribe. I've got me what's it shirt on. And hopefully you've all had a great evening, and for the early morning dashers, or early dashers and deliverers, hopefully you have a good start to the day, and you make lots of cash, and it's lots of stress-free. Alright, thanks for watching. Don't forget, like, subscribe. He's gone to sleep, so I can't flipping do anything now. Yeah, too many marmalade sandwiches earlier. That would be Paddington. Oh, alright, I'll wake him up. Oh, he's still asleep. Look, he's got sleep in his eyes. No, he's not. He's going to hide. No. Anyhow, he says like, subscribe, and click the bell icon. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll be back. I'll be back. Cheers for watching. Ta-ra.